Bonjour à tous, j'espère que vous allez bien. If you are following the French news, you are most likely aware that the French presidential elections are coming. The first round is actually this Sunday the 10th of April. So the first round is called le premier tour, and we have 2 weeks later le second tour, because the French president needs to be elected at the majorité absolue, so needs to have over 50% of votes, which hardly ever, actually never happens in the first round. And so I finally received this week the programs of all 12 candidates. It comes by post, by mail, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to have a look at them. So not the programs per se, but more the words, the structure of the sentences, and just talk a little bit about like the on a linguistic perspective. Plus you will also learn a few facts about the French presidential elections. And I also released an article a while ago, but it's going to be linked to in the description of the video if you want to learn about the process of French elections and French presidential elections. In this article you will learn some vocabulary words related to elections and also a few facts. Okay, so this is my first time using this software, which has a lot of potential. I think I see myself do a lot of things with it, so stay tuned. But before giving, if I mess up a little bit with the buttons today, I want to have an overhead view of the programs. Here it is. So let's have a look at, so this is Nicolas Dupont-Aignan. And what I wanted to show you is, and sorry, I cannot zoom out, so that doesn't matter. You'll see little bit and bits and pieces of the brochure, the program. So what I wanted to underline here is like he's not by himself. He's trying to engage his voters, and he's using the nous form, the first person plural form, and invite them to take actions together. So that's why he's using the imperative form. So libérons-nous. So let's do this. Protégeons la santé des Français. Libérons-nous de la mondialisation. Produisons en France. So let's do this, let's do that. His use of the imperative first person plural is quite interesting, quite engaging. I'm not talking about my ideas here, but just about how he conveys that through his use of the sentence, through the grammatical structure of the sentences. Libérons-nous des injustices. Ne laissons personne au bord du chemin. And then it's presented pretty clearly with bullet points, donc des puces ou des points. Voilà. Voilà, simple, straightforward, imperative, and just let's do it together. This program is Philippe Poutou. What did I want to say about Philippe Poutou already? So I wanted to show that his bullets, like all the actions that he plans to take, all the things that he plans to do, are presented in the form of nouns. Liberté, abrogation, droit de vote, etc. So that's just his checklist of what he proposes to do. And I thought it would be an interesting article to try to turn together these nouns into verbs, because there would be another way of presenting the program. So for example, let's take the ones that are here in this little info box. Donc, arrêt des ventes d'armes françaises. How would we use a verb here? He would propose to arrêter les ventes. We could say arrêter les ventes. Arrêter les ventes. Refus de toute armée européenne. Il propose de refuser toute armée refuser toute armée européenne. Rupture avec les traités européens. Quel est le verbe qui vient de rupture? What verb is derived from rupture? It's actually the verb rompre. Donc rompre. Oops. Oh, didn't write very well. R-O-M-P-R-E. Rompre avec les traités européens. Et le droit à l'autodétermination pour tous les peuples. Alors, le droit, il n'y a pas de verbe, mais on peut dire donner le droit ou octroyer le droit ou permettre. Ok, donc on va l'écrire ici. Permettre ou donner le droit. Or even better, I was thinking about that just now. Garantir le droit. Garantir le droit à l'autodétermination européenne. Alors, voilà, that's the infinitive form which is neutral. We could try to do like Nicolas Dupont-Aignan and put it in the imperative. And let's do this. Donc, arrêtons les ventes. Refusons toute armée européenne. Rompons avec les traités européens. Permettons ou garantissons, that's like finir, it's a is-son, is verb, garantissons le droit à l'autodétermination pour tous les peuples, etc. Voilà, so that was just to make you play a little bit with nouns and verbs here. Other structures of the sentence that he's using is, writing a description of his like target voters, if we could say it, and so asking them questions to ask if they recognize themselves in what he wants. Donc, he's talking to them in the vous form. Vous ne voulez plus des politiques antisociales et autoritaires de Macron. Vous rejetez l'extrême droite de Le Pen, bla bla bla. Vous voulez une gauche de combat, then vote for me. Hein? Donc, faites-vous entendre, have yourself heard, be heard. Comment? How will we do that? How will we get a voice? By voting for him, of course, en votant. This is a gérondif. So the gérondif, how to say, has conveys several meanings. The simultaneity, so you are being heard while you are voting, and also the how, and that's really the how that is a bit more dominant here. The how can you be heard by voting for him. D'accord? And he's also using the expression of the goal, using pour, the preposition pour. After a preposition, you put infinitive, you find an infinitive, donc pour porter la voix des luttes collectives, in order to give a voice to like collective fights. Pour l'espoir d'un monde meilleur, so for the hope of a better world, so obviously of a better world. Obviously this is not an infinitive here. It's a noun, but the pour, it's still used to, is a preposition to use to express the goal. Voila, and in like still trying to engage people, and let's do it together. So imperative, first person plural. Votons pour l'un d'entre nous. Votons Philippe Poutou. Ok. Alors, Anne Hidalgo, c'est la maire de Paris. Alors, she's not the only female candidate, but she really asserts, we're going to see that in the color code or in some speech that she does, like at the end of the program I will show you, she's showing her girly side. She is from the, so the in France there's the left and the right, donc la gauche et puis la droite, and they are associated to colors. Donc la gauche, le parti plutôt socialiste, c'est la couleur rouge, et la droite, oups, le parti démocratique et plus aussi républicain, etc., c'est la couleur bleue. Donc elle utilise le rouge. Okay, so I switched in French. Yes, because I was getting carried away. So the color code of her party is red because it's socialist, so left party. But her red is a little bit pink. And I was thinking when I was looking at her program that only a woman could present this program and put a little bit of pink and a little bit of light green and orange, so it's like nice and colorful. But now linguistically, you can see that she has used verbs, so in the infinitive form. Bon, par exemple, investir dans l'éducation. So that's the heading, and then how she offers to do that. Augmenter le salaire, développer de nouvelles pédagogies, ouvrir l'accès à l'enseignement. All of these are her checklist, not in the form of nouns this time, but in the form of infinitive verbs. So we could do actually the other way around, the exercise in the other way around, and use nouns instead. So let's go with this one, just because the camera is there. Donc, augmenter le salaire des enseignants. What does Anne Hidalgo proposes, suggest? Elle suggère l'augmentation des salaires des enseignants. Donc, augmentation de quelque chose. Donc, augmenter le salaire, augmentation du salaire. We always, because I tend to write with my pages always on the side like that, so I try to keep it straight for you. Développer de nouvelles pédagogies. Elle propose what noun comes from développer, le développement de nouvelles technologies. Donc, développement de nouvelles technologies. Ouvrir l'accès. Elle propose l'ouverture de l'accès. Ouverture de l'accès à l'enseignement supérieur. Et créer un minimum jeunesse. Elle propose la création de quelque chose. Donc, création d'un minimum jeunesse. Voilà. So that's something that you can do in your everyday life journey of learning French. When you see a verb, wonder, do I know the noun that is derived from it? And when you see a noun, can you tell the verb? And it's very good to enrich your vocabulary as well. I remember in my last year of primary school, that's a bit of a childhood trauma really, because there was an exercise precisely on that, and the teacher had put a list of verbs and we had to find a noun, and she had put the verb supprimer. I'm going to write it for you on a sticky note. Alors, supprimer, can you see? Here. Supprimer, so to suppress. And nobody could find the noun associated to it, and it was a bit humiliating because of her tone, like a bit arrogant and so disappointed with us tone, because we didn't know this word, and I had shyly raised my hand and I said le supprimage. No, supprimage. No. Bon, okay. So, do you know the noun that's associated to the verb supprimer? It's la suppression. If you read French newspaper, you probably have come across that word already. Okay, that was a little digression. Let's continue with our program, because I have to pick up the kids from school in under 10 minutes, so let's try to finish. so again, like the color code is going from red to pink. What I wanted to show you is here that she's using, so she's putting a little bit of her bio, and she's proud to be a woman, and she uses adjectives to describe herself. Donc une femme engagée, committed and fighting for her causes. Une femme engagée. Une femme, alors d'état, ici c'est le nom, c'est pas un adjectif. Oh, right. So it's the noun, but you can use de plus a noun to replace an adjective. Par exemple, une femme engagée can be une femme d'engagement. Right. Une femme, adjectif déterminée, or une femme de détermination, less common because we have the adjective, but that would work as well. Une femme libre, une femme de liberté. Une femme de conviction. Alors, we could use the adjective here, maybe. Une femme convaincue. Donc, voilà. Et puis, her repetitions here. Je suis une femme, blabla. Je suis une femme, blabla. Je suis une femme, blabla. Is just trying to hammer her qualities into people's minds. And it reminds me of the when there was a presidential debate in 2012, I think. That would have been, yeah, that was in 2012. Ooh, getting old. Between what was it? Who was it? Jacques Chirac, maybe? And the other candidate was François Hollande, and he had almost nailed it and like killed his opponent by saying, moi, président de la République, I will, blah blah blah. Moi, président de la République, moi, président de la République. And he said it 16 times. That was during the final TV debate. And that's what is believed made a strong impact on the voters and made him win the election. Voilà. Et puis, I was talking about the Socialist Party being red. Actually, the symbol of the party socialist is la rose rouge. Donc, voilà. That's the reason why she's holding a rose. Okay. Alors, Emmanuel Macron. I'll try not to have an allergy to even the paper program. Nous tous. I wanted to just underline the pronunciation of this word, because sometimes it is pronounced tu, sometimes it's pronounced tous, and I will also link to my article and podcast episode where I talk about how to know when to pronounce this word. Here, this is the adverb tous, and you have to pronounce the final S. You don't pronounce final S when this word is used as an adjective, and so with a noun. For example, tous les jours, tous les mois, tous les enfants, tous les clients, tous les passagers, etc. That's an adjective, and you don't pronounce it. Okay. Pardon, I actually had to stop that video and pick up my Jaden at school, and I'm now back. So let's continue. We were looking at Emmanuel Macron's program. Okay. It's a lot of text, a lot of blah blah blah. And what I wanted to show you there was the use of so first the repetition. Just like Anne Hidalgo, so you can see well here. En me faisant confiance, vous voterez pour. By trusting me with your vote, you will vote for, and which goal is trying to achieve. En me faisant confiance, vous voterez pour notre jeunesse. En me faisant confiance, vous voterez pour les travailleurs de ce pays. Et ça continue, ça continue. So there's 2 pages of this. So the repetition and the use of the gérondif. So we've seen that before. I don't remember which candidate it was with, but en me faisant confiance. So while you are voting for me, while you are trusting me with your vote, you are achieving this goal. And also, how do we achieve this goal? By trusting me with your vote. So again, the gerundive is used for to express simultaneity and to express the manner, the way of achieving it. And also the condition, like, so basically, if you trust me with your vote, you will have this result. So the three meanings are very much present here in this use of the subjunctive. The second part of the sentence is always using, so vous voterez, de futur simple. So 2 elections ago, when I was reading the programs, I had noticed that some candidates were using the futur proche. Je vais faire ça, je vais arrêter ça, je vais créer ça. Donc, this was way more informal, but it was also like already part of a plan. You use the futur proche to express the idea of like making plans, and you use the futur simple to express so more formality, okay, and also to like make promises. So it's like more committed. So voilà what is trying to achieve by that. You're not like, for example, en me faisant confiance, vous voterez pour l'égalité de tous. So in addition to being a lot of blah blah, that's also a lot of lies, because Emmanuel Macron is quand même the only president who said les Français, les non vaccinés, je les emmerde. And in episode 238 of French Your Way podcast, I'm talking about the verb emmerder, and what he means by that is he wants to piece off 5 million of his citizens, which is not calling citizens anymore, by the way. So I'm not sure about the equality there. Voila. The back page also shows, you're going to learn a word here, une procuration. Vous ne pouvez pas voter le 10 avril. Pensez à faire une procuration. So think about a proxy vote. Vous pouvez voter par procuration, to vote by proxy. That is to nominate someone to vote in your behalf. Yeah, trust me, Emmanuel, that's what I'm going to do. To try to make sure you don't pass the first round. And now, Jean LaSalle. Alors, Jean LaSalle, his program is... there's a lot of repetition. Again, here, je veux, je veux, je veux. So all the things that he wants to do. And it's very interesting, the structure of the sentence, because so the second verb, je veux développer. The second verb, you have already learned, I think, if you have basic French, that when there are 2 verbs, the second one is in the infinitive. So that's what you can find here. Je veux développer. Je veux garantir. Je veux lancer, je veux redonner à la France, d'accord? Infinitif. So you probably learned that rule. Second verb is infinitive, but actually why do we use infinitive with the second verb? It is because if we look at the subject of these verbs, so we have 2 verbs, donc, ouais, alors, it's not easy to show you anything here because of the colors. Okay, we have 2 verbs, and let's try to identify the subject of each of these verbs. Who is doing the action of vouloir, of wanting? The subject is je. And who is going to be developing the research? It's je again. Je veux garantir. Je veux garantir. Okay, who's doing the action of vouloir? The subject of je veux is the subject is je. And who is doing the action of garantir? To guarantee, it's the same subject. So in fact, when we have 2 verbs, the second one is in the infinitive because we conjugate the verb the first time, but we don't need to do it again the second time because it refers to the same person, the same subject. Okay? When you use vouloir with different, when in the second sentence, the second part of the sentence is a different subject. So, I want something to happen, or I want someone to do something. we're going to have the subjunctive. That's when you use the subjunctive in French. So we have an example here. Donc, je veux que la situation de handicap soit associée. Voilà. Donc, who's doing the action of vouloir? It's the candidate Jean LaSalle again. Je veux. And this is the verb être in the subjunctive form because the subject of the second verb is not je. It's not je veux être. C'est je veux que la situation de handicap soit. This is the subject of the second verb. So this is typically the use of the subjunctive. So subjunctive when you have two different subjects, or infinitive when you have one subject for the two verbs. That's what I wanted to show you here. I hope I was clear. I'm going to make some, to hold some workshops, grammar clinic workshops to help you learn about using the subjunctive. And we will finish with Marine Le Pen. Alors, her family name is nowhere on the program because she doesn't want to be associated to her father, who well, they're both from far right anyway. That doesn't change anything, but she's trying to refresh her image and to look and sound cooler, so she doesn't want to be associated with her father's family name. So it's just Marine. And so she's from the Rassemblement National, that's the name of the party, but the name of her program for the presidential election, her motto, if you want here, is Aime la France. Alors we see it at the back here again. So obviously M stands for Marine Le Pen, and it also is a play on words, because she's like very much like pro-French thing and not anti-immigration and anti-foreigners and stuff. So it's a play on word, and it's also the verb aimer. Aime la France, so we love France. Voilà for the little player word, the little pen. What did I want to say here about Marine? Is the use of, well, just like Emmanuel Macron, in fact, pour plus the infinitive, because after pour is a preposition, so you need an infinitive, but that's the goal. So in order to reach this goal, pour, par exemple, pour remettre la France en ordre, et ensuite le futur simple, this is formal, commitment, a promise, I will like apply zero tolerance. I will, maybe it's clearer with the stylo, pour arrêter la submersion migratoire. Je restreindrai, so I will restrict, I will do this, I will do that. So futur simple. Okay. And what's interesting here, she's showing you how to vote properly. That is to say, you need to take the little. So it's called un bulletin de vote. Un bulletin de vote. I have all 12. They were in the envelope with the programs. They will also be in the bureau de vote, which is the polling station on Sunday. So I don't actually need to bring them. And so the names of all the candidates are there. So what she's saying, if to vote for her, you need to put the petit bulletin de vote with her name on it. Makes sense, but just in case you need more explanation. Just wanted to let you know that this is not how an actual vote will look like, because votes are anonymous in France, strictly anonymous. So all of these bulletins de vote, well, one of these bulletins de vote had to be slipped into an envelope, and so we would not see any name. If the bulletin de vote has two names or is been written on, it is not valid. Voilà what I wanted to say about a few facts about the elections and analysis of some programs on a linguistic point of view. Now, if you're interested in the election, watch it, follow it, and also don't forget to look in the description to learn more about the process of a French election. Thanks a lot and see you in the next video. Merci, au revoir, à bientôt.